Every few years, Hollywood revisits legends. But this time, they're not just making a movie. They're resurrecting the king of pop. Michael Jackson's biopic is set to release on April 24th, 2026. And whether you love him or not, the world will be watching. Because this isn't just another movie. This is a film about the biggest superstar to ever live. Let's be real. There's no one like Michael. The man made people faint at the sight of him. Not from fear, not from surprise, but from pure awe. He had fans crying, collapsing, being carried away by security, and these weren't staged moments. This was real life. Michael wasn't a celebrity. He was a phenomenon. And what's crazy? Even now, decades later, every generation still goes through a Michael Jackson phase. Whether it's a kid learning the moonwalk for the first time or rediscovering Thriller on YouTube, his impact doesn't fade. But here's where things get interesting. This upcoming film, simply titled Michael, has been in the works for years. It's directed by Antoine Fuqua, the same man behind Training Day and The Equalizer. So already expectations are sky high. But the biggest surprise isn't the director, it's the casting. After a 2-year worldwide search, the role of Michael Jackson didn't go to a random Hollywood actor. It went to Jaafar Jackson, Michael's real-life nephew and the son of Jermaine Jackson. And according to the Jackson family, this wasn't just a sentimental decision. Michael's mother, Katherine Jackson, said that Jaafar embodies her son, not just in look, but in spirit. She said watching him perform felt like seeing Michael again. That's powerful. But here's the thing. This won't be Jaafar's small break. This will be his cinematic debut, his first movie ever. And when your first role is portraying the greatest entertainer in human history, that's either your grand opening or your grand closing. Because make no mistake, the world will judge this performance. Every dance move, every vocal run, every mannerism, every hee-hee. People will compare, dissect, and criticize. Because Michael isn't just a pop star to many. He's untouchable. And this isn't the first time Hollywood's tried to tell his story. Remember the Flex Alexander movie? Yeah, most people wish they didn't. That 2004 VH1 biopic, Man in the Mirror, the Michael Jackson story, is still one of the most memed movies in history. Flex Alexander, known for his comedy and dancing on One, got cast as Michael, and the result, well, let's just say Twitter has never let that one go. Flex had talent, but the execution was rough. At 6'4", with a basketball player build and a much darker complexion, the resemblance just wasn't there. Even his voice and body language didn't match Michael's softer, ethereal tone. The makeup team tried, but the final look turned into one of the internet's longest-running jokes. That film showed how hard it really is to capture Michael Jackson. You can't imitate him. You have to channel him. Now, fast forward 20 decades later, Jaafar Jackson gets the shot. He grew up surrounded by the legacy. He's seen it firsthand. The rehearsals, the perfectionism, the way Michael treated music like a calling rather than a career. And that's what makes this movie so intriguing. Because Jaafar isn't just playing Michael. He's continuing him. Carrying the torch for a man whose music still echoes through the world. Let's talk about what this means for the Jackson family. For them, this isn't just another project. This is their chance to reclaim Michael's image. For decades, tabloids and documentaries have twisted his story, dissected his life, and debated his legacy. This film could be the first time the world gets to see Michael through his family's eyes. A human being, a father, a brother, and yes, a genius. But it's also deeper than that. Michael Jackson represents the height of global stardom, a level no one has touched since then. He blurred the lines between race, geography, and genre. He made pop music universal. From Tokyo to Lagos, from New York to Rio, Michael's name still carries the same energy it did 30 years ago. When people say the biggest star in the world, they're really just saying Michael Jackson. So when this movie drops in 2026, it won't just be a biopic. It'll be a global event. Because whether people admit it or not, everyone wants to relive that magic one more time. To see the moonwalk, to feel that spark, to remember a time when one man could stop the world with a single glare. Jaafar has the chance to remind people what that felt like. And if he gets it right, this film could redefine his entire life and reintroduce Michael's story to a new generation that only knows him through YouTube clips and TikToks. The truth is, there will never be another Michael Jackson. But every so often, we get a reminder of just how powerful his presence still is. This film might not just tell his story, it might remind the world that legends never really die. Because every child, at some point, still goes through a Michael Jackson phase. And maybe that's the point. Maybe we're all still chasing that magic.